He is playing into a couple counters, in particular that Soulbind that can be really annoying, but I can see why they went for it.
Well, let's see. You couldn't help but feel that BetBoom, they must have been very confident towards the end of the draft, right? The joke came out instantly. This Ursa picked up for Dahak.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to... I did see like they have a certain style that they like to play with, right? They like to be able to take the objectives. They like to be able to take either a tower or Roche very early on and not having to rely on supports. At least from what I've seen with the way that they draft in their styles, they always seem to have some type of like Lash, Nature's Prophet, Visage, etc., right? So I feel like that's what they're trying to like make sure that they have when they pick this Ursa on top of having Lash, that they have both tower taking and they have the availability to be able to take that Roche easily. They're gonna know that that ward is there. Well, let's see if they do get the counter ward. And looking at matchups, that's pretty good at batting game, though. That's the one thing I'm definitely looking at. This could be some real good situations that Seneko can just shield off any of the aggression that can be coming out from the side of Beast Coast. Yeah. Counting the lift, the charge, pull, Bat Rider spells.
Yeah, I was going to say that they needed this massively. I mean, we saw last game how much C-Smile Chris was just completely ruining the lives of both of BetBoom's supports. So now having some sort of protection to help one another and potentially turn things around after he overextends, it's going to make a world of difference in the team fights.
Seneko, they might just be able to kill him here. With the lift and the spin, it should be enough.
Well, should certainly. We'll see if K1 gets it for himself. Oh, he will indeed. First blood here for the carry.
Stinger tried for the last hit, I saw it. No, nice play from them there. The charge and the lift being skilled up right away. We've been seeing this more and more from the Rubiks, in particular, I think Insania, the 5-position Rubik's been coming out a couple games. I definitely am liking it a bit more myself, personally, as this 5-position, just because you can do stuff like that in the early game since it's been buffed so many times. Quick pause we do have coming out.
And having a look at sort of the lane situations we're going to have, it felt like, what, last game, K1, he had a slightly better situation than in game 1. This time round, how easy is it going to be for K1 on the top lane?
Depends what creep the Doom gets. I'd say it's pretty free, no matter what, actually, but he could get, like, the mana burn creep, and then he just burns Hector all the time, and then they actually are able to apply pressure, but for the most part, I would say K1's able to free farm up here. Looking at bottom, this one could be hard for BetBoom. They have double melee versus Bat Rider. They do have the shield to be able to counteract the sticky stacks a bit early on, but you can only shield so much. It has a pretty decently long cooldown early on, 12 seconds.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Seneko played very, very smart with the protection to ensure that both himself and Dahak don't die. This very aggressive duo of the Bat and Spirit Breaker.
And things change when you do die level 1 like this, right? Sure, he's going to be able to buy a stick from base. He'll be able to get those stick charges from the Bat Rider, and he has Orb of Venom to like click back, but they're going to be late to the lane. Ursa, Dahak is going to have to run all the way there. And that could definitely impact it. Whisper might just be like a full level, or full like half a level in advantage over the Ursa because of it. But yeah, let's see how it goes. And yeah, let's see what creep Noticed is able to find. We see the setup for the ward as well already placed. If you look at the ward that they placed inside the enemy jungle on the side of BetBoom, they'll be able to see what creep spawns. So he'll be able to go check out what neutral he desires.
And what's what are you looking for at the top of his list? Or the mana creep, or?
In that lane, probably. Like, sometimes it's the ogre creep because you're really good versus like a lot of physical damage, but he's playing versus Jug, so I think just mana creep is best.
Oh, let's see how well K1's able to farm. That's what we saw last game on the Wraith King. He completely took over. Not a lot that BetBoom could do to slow him down after a certain point. This time, at least, they still have the power of the Doom. Let's see, top lane, K1. Is he going to be able to add another kill, potentially? Okay, backs off. Doesn't want to dive for it.
It's a lot of damage. You can't ever write off Scorched Earth early game.
If he gets any closer, takes the tower hit, maybe he gets the kill, but he's absolutely losing his life for it, and that's certainly not a sort of trade that he wants to sign up for.
Yeah, he opted to go for boots early. Since he got the first blood, he went for those just to be able to go for the kills, but that does mean that he's going to be a little bit weaker in like the stats department in this lane.
I see bottom. Whisper trying to do his best to get the sticky napalm on the two of them.
Seneco's kind of being a boss down here. Had 5 sets of tangos, has already gone through 4 of them, used a lot of mana, also just shielding himself, so he is removing the pressure off of the Hawk pretty nicely down here, and preventing Whisper from getting much lastage at all.
Yeah, Jack's going to be very, very happy with this. You say each and every time, full focus over towards that Abaddon, rather than towards being able to slow down this Ursa.
He's soaking so much for the Hawk down here. Hasn't had to shield the Ursa once, as far as I've seen.
And as for the mid matchup, what do you sort of expect out of this one? We're going to see Chris have another good start?
Yep. Laurel win his own farm. Maybe with the rotation they can set up onto a kill, but I think Chris should be just fine. Even has a stack now to start farming. Really nicely done. So yeah, should be a really good game for Chris again. Just has to watch out for the soul bind in later instances and some small silences, but from what we saw in the last game, he was perfect with his jumps. 1 or 2 deaths, and then he caught the groove of jumping into the back line every time.
I mean, is there sort of a point on this bottom lane where it gets a lot harder for Seneko to withstand the damage from the two of them and holding them back, or is it Baden always going to have this strength against the Spirit Breaker bat?
It kind of looks like he is going to start having enough strength. I guess it's RNG based a little bit too. How many bashes is Gojira going to get on him for them to perhaps turn for a kill? Well, yeah, so far it's looking pretty damn good for him. They do get 1 bash. So it's actually a charge this time around.
Yeah, but they really do have to be careful. I mean, as we're saying, if Seneko ever gets sort of the stacks up on the curse, suddenly Dahak's going to have that opportunity to jump over and maybe get a kill out of this lane. We'll see if we try for it now on towards Gojira. Get the silence, but Dahak, as soon as Whisper begins the Firefly, he backs off. So they can get Seneko. It's a good bash. Charges back up as well. He's only got the last shield here to try and protect himself, Seneko. Gojira has to back off. See Dahak jump in, holding back Whisper this time from Seneko.
Oh, the Firefly ended. He's got a TP out. And look at this, Chris is considering coming down here.
He was starting to head down.
The level 5 Storm Spirit gank, something I don't think you've ever seen.
He'll decide to stick around the mid lane.
This is a really fun bottom lane to watch, though. It's a lot of push and pull between both of them. They're both playing the limits perfectly.
Yeah, either side can lose heroes here.
Yeah.
So once again, I mean, it's getting close to the point where Seneko will be happy to dive and maybe rely on the pop of the shield to get these kills, especially if Gojira stays as low as he is here. So they can try for him. It's still hard. They know that Seneko's got that stick built up. Many charges to play with.
It's hard for them to ever commit it. If they commit the kill onto Seneko, they'll probably both die to Dahak, so it's a bit of a difficult one for them there. But either way, they are still keeping up 16-3 on the Batrider, 22-2 on the Ursa. It's not too bad.
Yeah, and we're basically seeing in the mid, Chris just able to utilize the small camp much better than Lyle's been able to do so. 34 CS against the 21. He's getting quite the lead.
I feel like every time I watch the mid lane lately, it's just easier for the dire mid laners to stack a small camp and utilize it like this. You have to like walk a lot differently, it feels like, on Radiant to be able to do it, since you don't have just a clear vision when you're going toward the rune as easy. Whisper.
It's a good charge from Gojira. We'll catch on to the two of them with... Again is enough. Whispers continuing to dance around the edge of the fight. I think the stacks build up onto Dahak. Gojira trying to push Seneko away. Seneko actually might be
he's Firefly
trying to go for Whisper. Indeed, he's got a shield to play with aggressively.
Whisper does have boots though, so should be able to keep his distance. But Seneko, he can just fight the 2v1, continue to let Dahak free farm.
Yeah, I mean, again, this Abaddon has been a perfect pick for BetBoom in the lane already. In his
he might even just kill. He didn't stick.
Seneko.
He didn't pop stick. He had
Whisper's going to go down as well. I mean, honestly, it's all down to Seneko on the support Abaddon. He's destroying everything that Beast Coast want to get done on this bottom.
Now Chris?
In mid lane, Chris is going to get run down by Lyle. He's out of mana. No chance to zip.
And Stinger, he might also just die walking into the Grimstroke. Laurel's here.
I don't know. Yeah, he's going to have the telekinesis to lift and throw back the Leshrac, but he's still dead for sure. Force Major takes him out. 3 kills back-to-back there across the map for BetBoom.
And now onto the tower, level 4 Edict.
It's going down.
There's no glyph. It's dead. They used glyph for a creep wave earlier, I think just to try to pressure one of the lanes. I think it was top.
A very painful series of events there for Beast Coast.
That was quite a sequence.
It's BetBoom striking hard and sort of at the same pace that we had shown from them in that first game of the series.
Seneko really bossing this early game, though. The Orb of Venom purchase, I know it's a very common one that people do go on the Abaddon in most situations, but the way that he was able to just literally zone off both heroes for Dahak to have this start is pretty remarkable.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I think any other hero, and you're not seeing an Ursa get anywhere close to as good of a lane as Dahak's been able to against a Spirit Breaker Batrider.
He's already 6.
That's a very, very, almost impossible for them to go for him now. It's getting close to the point where Seneko can be ready to help out other lanes if necessary, and Dahak should be fine solo.
Mid tower taken. Laurel now can work on his stacks, and he can start making rotations himself. top, I believe they have level 6 on notice. A lot of times we do see the Doom skip the Doom, but I think maybe in this situation he could take it if Larl's making a move up there to gank this Jug. They could perhaps actually kill K1. And yeah, Larl's thinking about it. There's no lane ward either.
And there might be a chance for him to catch them by surprise.
These are big moves from BetBoom. Already 2k gold advantage off just the laning phase, the way they've set it all up. Beast Coast feels like they have to pair their supports pretty soon to be able to match this aggression that's coming up.
He's tried to head down the river, but Lal and Force Major there waiting for him because you're not able to connect in time with the charge. As BetBoom take another life.
I really think they have to play together. I don't think the Spirit Breaker and Rubik can now do these, like, we're going to check this different runes together. I think they have to be playing kind of as 3, or they're going to die in every situation. There's a reason you don't see these picked too often. They can start to fall really far behind, and it's already starting to happen. 1k net worth on both of them, really low level, and it's really hard for them to commit into any of these heroes too. The Spirit Breaker in particular, if he just goes on any of the cores, he likely just dies to either Scorched Earth, Edict, or he just gets hit by the Ursa. Any of the 3 lanes is a problem by himself.
Bottom though, go for the kill here with the lasso. Lift up, throwing him back into the Firefly. He's got the one charge. He's going to have the shield again in a second as well. He'll even turn to offer it up towards his Ursa to keep Dahak safe. Will mean he has no protection for himself. As he goes down, Dahak trying to stand his ground. He's got backup coming in. Force Majors around. Beast Coast, they know. They're holding back from committing further onto the bear, especially when they know that Dahak's got the ult ready. It will just be Sineko going down. So Beast Coast finding a little bit of something, but as we say, you know, the Ursa is going to be a tough hero to kill for these heroes, considering the supports that Beast Coast have to work with.
And it's not easy this game at all for Beast Coast to hit towers. So they have to, like I was saying, they have to kind of play together as 3 for most of this just to counteract ganks and potentially turn it into a tower, because it's just easier for BetBoom. This will be a good gank.
Should be able to finish him. He's going to get TP backup coming in.
Maybe not.
Chris has got to back away. He doesn't want to zip in under the tower. It's too low on mana to play around with that, and with a bear around, very well could have lost his life. So not able to get the kill on the support. Space is made here for Lal to push in top with the Diabolic Edict. BetBoom continuing this early game aggression that Beast Coast are yet to be able to slow down.
Not easy for them to slow down pushes by any means either. The Rubik is their best D-push in the game, and he is a 5-position Rubik, so can't actually set up for that D-push quite easily. So top tower, they have to send Whisper to attempt to hold this, but Whisper might just die here.
I mean, yeah, how much can he do here?
Got the creep aggro, but tower will just drop the Edict.
That's going to die way too quickly to the push of BetBoom.
They're bringing more.
Coming in.
Okay.
They really want to try and do something. They've got the charge in over towards Lal. Kajira trying to start things up, but they're in with the Inkswell. The stun catching the Spirit Breaker. Kajira will go down. As Beast Coast, they've got to keep their distance. It's not an easy defense to pull together. Stinger's going to come in from the side. They've jumped forward with the Omni Slash. They brought Force Major down low. Smile comes in to look to finish him off, but the shield's there for Sineko. Doesn't matter. They still lose the Grimstroke. See if they can get more. Chris, low on the mana. He'll look towards Sineko. Stick charges there. Sineko able to get another shield off. He'll continue to walk away from this fight. Whisper coming through the trees to look towards him, but he won't find him. Sineko will get back to the safety of his tower. It's been a 1-for-1, and it's a bit of a distraction because Dahak, he's moved into the pit. He's already got enough stacks built up, surely. He needs one more round of the Fury swipes. Can he do it before they're getting close? They're getting closer and closer, but he's fine. He's got it. So that whole move there, they get the tower. In terms of deaths, it's just a support for support. Dahak's able to get that Roshan, get that Aegis. Things continuing to look on the up here for BetBoom.
They forced 5 heroes top. That was literally all 5 heroes for Beast Coast to attempt for this defense, and they still lose the tower and unable to get any really big kills. So big moves continue to happen for BetBoom in this early game.
Yeah, 3k lead, and it's only going to grow, of course, with the good timing that the Midas would picked up on notice. And of course, we saw there as well, it's hard for K1 to really turn up early in the fights. He's got the Maelstrom done now, but with that Omni Slash alone, especially with the amount of creeps who are pushing in, just meant that K1 didn't get the chance to get a lot of damage done with his ultimate.
Their damage is very lackluster this draft. Just because of the Spirit Breaker Rubik supports in particular. It's going to take a lot more time for the Jug and this Bat Rider to feel capable to just run into this and Whisper. We'll be okay. We'll be able to trickle himself away. Going for early game items, I see he's queued up the drums. So I think that just means he wants to fight around his team while Hector farms, and they're going to be looking to play as this 4-man unit, which does make sense. But already falling decently behind, 4k lead.
No surprise there with the early towers that Lal's been taking. An insane amount of building damage being done by this Leshrac with the Diabolic Edict.
That's why they draft like this, right? They do this almost every single one of their games. They have some type of easy way to push towers down, be it the Nature's Prophet, the Vistage, or this Leshrac that they've played so many times. He almost has Yules too, so This is going to be a really big pickup. If you looked at their draft, they kind of were lacking initial setup for some of the stuns, perhaps onto the Storm, and also to stop Spirit Breaker. This could be huge. He's already got it done. So Yules this game, it's going to allow him to set up for ganks and also just stop ganks from coming onto him, be it, a bat jumping him or a Spirit Breaker charging in or Storm. He could turn the tides of the fights just with the Yules into a stun. I do like that he went for it this time.
Beast Coast, their eyes on making a move on the bottom two. They'll go for Sneko. He'll steal the borrowed time. He's got the ult ready. So he'll get a shield off onto Lal, and now the damage not quite there really from Beast Coast to be able to finish off either of the two of them, even take away that Aegis from Lal. They have 3 heroes here. They couldn't commit.
And Dahak is now ready to play. He's ready to get involved in every fight. He has Diffusal done on this Ursa.
Yeah, these fights are going to be so hard for Beast Coast at this point of the game. See if they can still go for a chance.
That's a Yules.
As the setup, the stun, he'll come in. We'll see Chris jump towards Lal, but he has to zip away. Stinger getting burnt down by the AoE from the Leshrac. Whisper to fall. As Beast Coast, they can't get any kills in return. They can't, not at any of these moments where Snakeco's at the side of any of these cores. We'll lose a courier, so Kajira able to find something. And BetBoom, they'll look to try and make him pay for it. They won't be able to catch him. He's out with the charge.
Notice tried to set up with the War Stomp, but yeah, unable to versus that. Nice stolen shield, actually, from Stinger there. Almost saves Whisper, but not quite enough.
They should be on the verge of losing another tower here.
Like, look at Dahak. He's not playing the farm style. He's playing the aggression, look for kill style. K1, we know the way K1 plays. K1's playing the farm. He'll show up whenever he has Omni Slash if it looks like he's going to get some kills. We've even seen this man Omni Slash Ancients in the past, so he's all about the farm. Mid.
We're going to see if they can take down the Doom.
They're leashed up,
backups there.
The Double Doom.
The Double Doom comes in. They've got to try and run.
Uh-oh.
But there's very little escape for these two as they'll close in. There's the slam down from Notice. Do they get themselves on top of Chris? Chris cannot escape from this. He'll look towards the neutrals. It doesn't matter. Notice still gets the kill, takes him out. As they just can't catch a break here, Beast Coast. Over towards the mid. Kajira does have a charge at the ready, so he'll get out. But losing the Storm, Chris having a much tougher game than he did last time.
He's got a lift, but he's looking pretty dead.
He's got no way out.
Oh, he's actually scared to keep going.
Yeah,
with the tower there.
Tier 1 tower is still up. Dahak. Not wanting to go too crazy here. Of course, he's not the one with the Aegis, so can't risk his life close to the tower. So he'll hold back, and at the end of the day, as a Rubik, he doesn't need to take that sort of risk for that level of kill.
Noticed. He's got backup coming.
I mean, they're going for the lasso here, Whisper, but it's going to mean he gets caught in the stun. Does get the kill done. We should see BetBoom be able to pick him up in return. Dahak turns up.
Even if he dies, it's well worth it. It's such a farm Doom, right? It's top net worth. Get him off the map. Make space for K1. That's the name of the game always for Beast Coast.
Regeneration.
Of course, whilst we did see in game 1, and whilst they still lost it, Beast Coast were able to swing around against a big lead that BetBoom built up early. So absolutely every reason to believe there's a chance that Beast Coast with one solid fight could shake away BetBoom's advantage.
Yeah, they've gone for a bit of a greedier style going for this Jug. Yep. And K1 playing for the straight farm. Yasha and Maelstrom, 2 farming items. Still a chance, but the thing is that BetBoom, they're getting so much gold out of the map because of this Doom, right? The Midas with that Devour as well. He almost has BKB, so they're going to have a pretty fast timing. It might be difficult for Beast Coast to fight back into all this just at such a net worth deficit. Yeah, and they are losing so much map control too because of these towers, right? Beast Coast can't hit towers. BetBoom, they've already dictated pace with towers. Now they can keep playing aggressive and building that gold lead.
Yeah, heroes like Chris on his time has to play so careful because getting caught by the soul binds, the dooms, it's very easy for BetBoom to find those opportunities. Top lane, quick catch onto Kajira. We'll see Whisper try and save him, knocking back Lar with a flame break, but it doesn't matter. He still goes down, 10-4.
Yeah, this Yules is going to cause massive problems. It's just so easy for him to set up on anybody around the map until those BKBs are coming out. And now potentially looking at the top tower. They have a siege wave coming in too, so yeah, definitely a possibility that they go for this one. As we mentioned, pretty much no D push on the side of Beast Coast.
Now Whisper is going to show himself around the tower. Further TPs to come in. They do want to try and hold this.
They're going to look for a fight. What does Stinger find? He gets a really good steal, the shield.
Trying to sort of get Sneko back in a position where they can go on him, but not able to drag him deep enough, and even with the charge, they hold back on it. They know that Sneko and his borrowed time is too pesky of a target to initiate on.
BetBoom's still thinking about going in. They have the double Doom. Dahak has a blink.
They're in onto Smile, but he's out before the Ink Swirl pops. keeps his distance. Doom from the high ground, looking for the opportunity to
He breaks the smoke.
get the ultimate in. Yeah, Beast Coast, they're going to be very aware that they're up here on this high ground. They're going to keep the distance between themselves and those stairs, make sure there's no chance for BetBoom to jump.
And in the meanwhile, K1 just continuing to farm quietly, all the space in the world, sends a healing ward to scout and maybe join his teammates. Bit of a cool one.
It's getting to the point where he can, and at least having the Manta done, relying on that to sort of play around some of the jumps that BetBoom have to hack. Again, not quite able to find the initiation onto a core. He'll settle for Stinger instead. Whisper was able to make it out of there in time.
Top rune though. Gojira will be able to steal away a regen during all of it. Yeah, continue to see the Yules setting up for these kills. Makes it a lot easier for BetBoom to go for these just pick-offs instead of committing into a straight fight. Backs directly to top, trying to get some tower pressure. They know Glyph is down this time. And Gojira does show himself on the wave. He is very dead. An interesting skill build too from Gojira. 0 in the bulldoze. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it still wouldn't mess with like the Yule's timing. I guess having that little resistance against the stun could give him chances to escape.
Whisper, he's been found. That ward, I mean, they placed a new one up there. I think it got dewarded earlier or timed out, but yeah, continuing to play around their vision, continuing to play very aggressive, knowing that Beast Coast just has no way to enter the fights, no way to initiate themselves. Chris, as we've seen, he was waiting until he has BKB, and besides that, they had no way to jump in fights. They had a Bat Rider with drums, so it's very easy for BetBoom to read where the plays are coming from and be prepared for them.
They're gonna maybe see if they can get noticed, but he has BKB.
He is tanky. They need the Omni Slash as the charge comes through.
And they kind of need to catch it before the BKB goes off. Okay, leading in with the Omni Slash.
Oh, against the creep.
Towards the neutrals. BKB is up. Doesn't matter. They still got the damage. The control's there for Gojira. The ultimate, they get in, they take down Notice. And the question is if they can get out. Well, the question is also if they want to get out. They're going to try and take this fight by the looks of it, but Gojira, controlled by the silence, he'll fall. The rest of Beast Coast, they will take that moment to escape. So they get in, they'll get a trade out of this one, and again, a good trade for them considering the sort of the deficit they're playing at right now.
It was a good retreat. Yep, BetBoom actually overcommitted the defensive. They bring all heroes to try to fight back, thinking that Beast Coast is probably going to fight them, but good escape. Beast Coast get a good assassination and back away. It still is an expensive one though. They have to commit a lot to get that kill, and the positioning of it isn't really the best either. It's a kill in a random area. It doesn't lead to anything. The Hawk is charged. He's invis. Might not be aware that they know exactly where he is. And again, Seneko does this every game. A gem picked up from him again. 20 minutes. As soon as he gets some gold after buying one of his items, does get that gem picked up.
Let's see what they can do around the mid. I mean, Dahak's got his eyes on the two of them. He knows exactly what they're setting up for. There's the Inkswell will go for Gojira. Gojira tries to charge to hold him back, but the stun's still in range. And the death here on the Spirit Breaker. It's BetBoom. With that, they're opening up the opportunities to head towards that Roshan. It's going to be up in just less than 30 seconds. So, again, continued control of the game to make sure that that Rosh attempt should be fairly easy for them. They're even going to look to try and go for a kill first to make sure that the map is in a very, very good spot.
They're even hanging on to Soulbind in most situations, just waiting for the Doom to come back. Because that last one, they could have maybe gotten a catch, since they had the vision with the Ursa there on the Storm, but settling for the easier kill, saving those two ults for the next fight. Seeing Seneko with his gem, scouting out the area. No vision on the map now for Beast Coast because of this.
They're on the high ground here, the two. And they're going to get the jump.
They're going to get both.
Jump. Who's on the double Doom? It's there. And it's the big one as well, getting K1. He's been top farm pretty much most of the game, but BetBoom taking him out of the map there as Beast Coast were not prepared for those two to be up there on the high ground in that position.
And now Rosh is up too, so they're going to be able to commit into the Rosh pit easily. Huge moves.
17-5, 4K lead for BetBoom. Absolutely on a similar trajectory to what they were at the same point in the first game of this series. As I said, we did still see a moment where Beast Coast were able to turn it around momentarily. We'll see if they're able to find the strength and ability to do that again here in this all-important Game 3.
They are really starting to fall behind, though. It's Chris, his farm is okay, but Whisper is completely stagnated on this Bat Rider.
They're trying their best to mess with the Roshan. Might get the charge in. See what they can do about Gojira. Instantly coming out with the Silence Lull, committing with the BKB off to the side. They'll lose the Spirit Breaker. Gojira goes down. He has got the buyback. Whisper trying to keep vision. Chris in with a big zip, but Roshan not quite low enough yet for him to try to steal the turn for Lal. They'll bring out the Leshrac. Dahak will continue to beat into the Roche, look to take it off the tip of the lasso's there. They're locking down the Ursa. Roche incredibly low.
Dahak gets it.
They still get it on BetBoom. Aegis into the hands of the Ursa. Beast Coast at least getting some kills from this though, and will immediately remove that Aegis from Dahak. Charge over now towards Seneko. He's got another shield to protect himself, but Gajira staying on top of him. The speed of the pick pole though will save Seneko. Seneko's out of there. Force Major, can he escape this as well? Doesn't look like it. So Beast Coast, they might not get there in time to get the Roche for the Aegis themselves, but they certainly make BetBoom pay for it. They immediately take the Aegis out of their hands of the Ursa and do get 2 kills on top of it as well, one of them being Lal.
And K1 comes back, gets a little cleanup kill for himself. Doesn't get the last hit, but immediately when he respawned back, BetBoom was immediately running away. They did not want to take the fight into that. That was the BKB reveal from the Lash, and he dies during it, so yeah, that's pretty significant.
And we'll see it here again.
Good surround. They're so persistent of fighting around it, too. It looked a bit scary with the way that it all initially kicked off with Gojira dying, but Laurel tanked the Roche a lot, too. Kept getting hit from it, and he's carrying Nethershaw, so heavy physical damage.
Yeah, and great zip from Chris coming in just in the time that Lyle's BKB came to an end. And no further way to protect him. And with the lasso really putting everything into trying to stop Dahak from getting that last hit and getting the pick up, but he still does.
How many nukes did Stinger get off in that fight, too, as this Rubik? I think, what, 5 Fade Bolts, I believe? So definitely another thing they have to be a little careful of how they group up. Yeah, at least 5 Fade Bolts, I think.
And the gold lead, of course, still growing for BetBoom, but certainly could have been a whole lot worse for Beast Coast if they hadn't forced that fight around the Roshan. Making sure that BetBoom still in a situation where they don't have an Aegis on any of their cores, so may buy further time for K1 to continue to build his farm up.
Who took the shard to? It's just the Ursa, right? They gave it to Dahak? Yeah, okay.
Double damage.
And did he commit for Scotty? Okay, he did. Committed for Scotty on K1 too. I was thinking maybe he does go for like the Lincolns a little earlier just because of that double Doom situation, but
Radiant are scanning.
Still very strong. Top of the net worth on Hector.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So both teams will start heading for the tier 2s. BetBoom should guarantee this top one. Fortification comes out. Beast Coast probably not going to look to head up here. They'll just look to try and take a couple of towers and return themselves. They've still got a tier 1 they need to push in the mid lane. So charge coming in. This tower's already gone, and indeed, Gojira doesn't want to get involved in this one. They'll let it fall.
And now they'll reset the Glyph mid, so they will have Glyph for bottom. And now mid, the Doom!
They get the jump. They're in with the Doom. They're in on top of K1. Noticed, able to get that jump off. And that'll mean there's no escape here for the Jug. Stinger as well, also to be taken out. Ooh. They have got the tower, but not able to back off in time there as BetBoom swing across. Beast Coast, they weren't quite prepared.
Even though it gets a stolen Doom, but it doesn't matter. They keep getting the jump onto K1. This is a big problem. The top net worth hero dying back to back.
That's some fantastic jumps from Noticed. Always been sort of him plus a support plus Force Major being in the right position to punish these cores of Beast Coast when they go out looking for these moves. K1 in particular, he's been caught by the jump of the Doom twice now in these crucial moments.
Their bash? They get the bash?
Oh, he's still out with the zip though. Oh. Certainly was a bit of a scare there for Chris, but he'll live.
BetBoom is just so aggressive. They know how aggressive they can play on the map in this game. Pretty much everybody's showing on the lanes on Beast Coast. So they can just jump anybody they see in these situations. And yeah, a couple times now, it has been K1. And now he no longer has that top net worth. Notice, gets the stun,
fancy. Nice little hoof stomp there. There'd been no chance for them to set up. I mean, even if Gojira did catch that, probably weren't going to be able to threaten him. His BKB back up. Looking for the Shadow Blade next to make sure he has even more chances of being able to sneak up as this Doom and get that jump off without Beast Coast being ready. There it is, Shadow Blade complete.
K1 showing himself again. They want him.
Oh, they're in to start things off, but the Blade Fury's off in time. They'll turn for Dahak. He's got that ult protecting him, but now the Lasso comes in, dragging him towards the tower. In he goes with the Omni Slash. The BKB's popped by Lal. It's good damage this time from K1, but not quite enough. They're down to about half HP here on the cores. Beast Coast, have they got any further catch? Charge over towards Seneko. He hasn't got the borrowed time. It's already gone off this fight, so he could be less rather vulnerable. No distance Force Major watching on the side. He's still very tanky, though, but the Essence Ring popped is taking a lot from beastcoast to bring him down. They'll charge in Gojira. Could he finish off this abandon? Sadeko's still alive. Finally, he falls.
Long jump.
With the Blade Fury. Notice, though, he's in on the back, stomping in onto Stinger and Whisper. beastcoast, they're still pushing forward, though. A second kill set up for K1 as Force Major. No escape for him either. beastcoast swinging back with the fight that they need.
And he'll get the Doom.
The setup, charge across towards the crease, making sure that he's immediately locked down as soon as he comes out of the Eels. beastcoast hit back hard, and K1 getting some revenge for those last 2 times he's been picked off. He's the one this time getting the kills. Triple kill for him on the Jug.
It looked scary for a second because they lassoed the Ursa when he saw it in rage, but the persistence of them to chase on, they're like, Doom is down. We're going in.
Absolutely.
They just jump all the way forward and now finally get themselves some momentum back into this game.
Yeah. And they were not holding back at all, pretty much chasing BetBoom, from there to beastcoast tier 2 all the way over to BetBoom's tier 2, and with the creep wave as well. So they'll go straight up to the high ground. No buyback available on the Doom here for Notice. Because with 20 seconds left on the Hack's buyback, he's probably not going to want to use it. beastcoast, they might be the team to start threatening the racks first in this game.
And look at this, Stinger, maybe the first purchase ever, of Rubik with a Wraith Pact. So now they have their own auras being built in and ways to negate some of that damage.
They'll hold back for now. They won't try for more. They're going to respect the fact that BetBoom will have the team back up. They know that BetBoom's still strong, but that difference certainly isn't what it was. So down now to just a 1K net worth lead for BetBoom.
BetBoom's going to look to strike back now, though. They have their Doom available. I think they're going to be a bit more careful how they split up. They have to give respect to this beastcoast lineup.
I mean, beastcoast know as well. They actually smoke here to get that extra boost of speed to keep their distance, make sure that BetBoom can't catch them as they chase them across the map.
BKB finished for Whisper. Now he's got an easier way to be able to just commit into fights. Just BKB runs in, he can lasso any target. Doesn't have to worry about anything except for that leash. And they did get the gem, of course, during that last fight too, taking it away from Sineko. So yeah, a huge swing in momentum. And they're going to take out all those wards that have been tripping them up a lot, honestly. BetBoom's been playing kind of all 3 of their games around Vision. So that gem, yeah, it's going to prove to be very problematic because now beastcoast feeling confident themselves. Linken's is done for Chris Luck. Believe they're getting close to Hector having a Linken's too. It's going to start getting more and more difficult for this Doom to get the setup. Does he have a break? He didn't go for any type of Linken's breaker this time either. He went for the Shadow Blade, so no Force Staff, no Halberd for him. So it's going to be tough for him to break through those to get the Doom now. Absolutely,
and pretty much that's been the only time they've been able to kill K1 this game. It's been the 2 Dooms. So without that sort of opportunity to start the fight on the Jug, they might really struggle to stop K1 from being able to fight back in these team fights. He's incredibly strong. 3K ahead of a Doom that had like a 10-minute Midas. So this Jug is massive.
It's crazy how he does it. K1 looking to get jumped.
Just a Manta here. K1 ready with the reactions, and they'll back off. Wait out the BKB for Notice. Maybe attempt to get back in off the end of it there. Gojira was thinking about going for it. But they'll hold back. They'll look to try and get the creep waves in a better position as mid and top is pushing back out against them.
That was their window to get the Doom onto him, though, and he was quick with his fingers with the Manta. Now he has Linken's. Now they have both of them ready, so a lot harder. They're still going to smoke up and look for it, though. BetBoom knows that they can't just play this as the farm game versus this Jug, who just continues to get massive. They have to use these cooldowns.
There sort of has to be someone else going in at the same time as Notice. You know, you're looking towards the Hack for maybe getting that jump off at the same time, with the Diffusal of the Abyssal just breaking through that Linken's, giving the opportunity for Notice to follow up with a Doom.
I didn't notice that he went for the full Abyssal
instead of going
for BKB or anything. Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, it's going to be excellent at helping him sort of kill the Storm, or just having those extra point target abilities to deal with the Linken's.
It's a double. They can also double Abyssal in some situations too, which can be just as good as a double.
To Hack to start things off, so they can kill the Spirit Breaker. Buy time with the Yules, because Gojira still falls. After the back lines, Chris goes straight towards Force Major. At the side of it, K1, he's got the Omni Slash good to go. Will be shared in between the two of them.
So Notice
actually splits from Notice, so Notice ends up taking the full damage here for the remainder of the Omni Slash. It's 2 dead on BetBoom. They've got to run. They're not going to get the opportunities. Sineko taken out as well.
And look at the Hawk.
To the side, they've got their eyes on the Ursa. Buybacks are coming out. Triple buybacks here as they'll desperately look to get over towards him to save the Hawk, but they can't do so. Lyle also lifted up. He needs to help here from his support. It's BetBoom. He may lose more here as beastcoast. They've still got mana here to play with. Chris zips in, jump forward. It's a 3-man stun. BetBoom, they're trying to turn this around because Gojira gets
too strong.
Triple kill for K1. He's not done yet. Over towards the Doom. That's fourth kill. Lyle, he'll try for the TP out. He'll make it out of there, but Force Major caught by the dust. He'll go down to Beast Coast as well. As that was pretty much, I think that was a triple. It was a triple
buyback because they know the Roche is coming back. They need to win. They need to win the fight.
Now they're down 7K. Beast Coast just crushing BetBoom in these last few situations. And again, you cannot stress how much that financially hurts them in this sort of situation. A triple dieback at 32 minutes. Beast Coast, they're into the pit. This Roshan's going to be all theirs. They're going to be able to pick up the Ag's Blessing. May just give it to K1. I mean, K1's having such a fantastic game.
Definitely give it to K1.
At 8-2-6, he is just completely controlling the entire momentum of these team fights. The last few Omni Slashes have been dealt with fantastically. In terms of getting the connections. I mean, that last time, instead, Snake sort of splits away. Notice ends up having to tank it all. Now he's going to have a Swift Slash to be able to throw out in the fights as well. They've got to get some sort of jump on this Jug, but it's proving to be impossible. Like, how on earth do you get in on top of K1, and how on earth do you do it twice now he has the Aegis?
With the way that they charged up into that high ground, it almost feels like BetBoom felt so much pressure to take this fight. They walked up, like they have a war, but they kind of walked up blindly to go for this one. Beast Coast is all ready. I mean, now there's almost no way back into this one because the double Lincolns, they have to fight through Aegis as well.
Of course, an incredibly important game here. Loser of this will be out of the tournament. Winner getting to continue their run here at the Stockholm Major. Beast Coast 16K up, Aegis and Cheese in the hands of their cores, looking to be in a very solid position to have the chance to close this one up.
Mid lane, they're trying to go on, but he has Aegis.
If they can burst through him even the once. Here's at the side. Chris, he just goes straight back towards the three of them. K1, he's able to get the Swift Slash into the Omni Slash straight onto Dahak. A shield will come out, they're popping the Linkers over towards Dahak, trying to allow this person to get out there. He'll stand his ground, building up the swipes onto K1. Can they take him down? The ones they can't. K1 finally falls, but Dahak's out. 3 dead on the side of BetBoom. No buybacks on them. The Doom does finish off Chris, but it's 4 up against the 2 of BetBoom. Beast Coast, they'll be able to keep this push going strong. They don't need their Storm to take down the buildings. And BetBoom, with just a Doom and a Lesh, how much of a defense can they pull together?
They can easily go for 2 Raxes here, 2 sets. Beast Coast they're so damn good at team fighting. We've seen this multiple times throughout this tournament. When they're at a deficit, somehow they win these fights. When they're at an advantage, they destroy the fights. Always knowing who to jump, especially Chris. Have to give him a lot of credit on this Storm Spirit this game too, even though Hector is kind of dwarfing him, especially with that net worth. He's always jumping the right targets. He's being so disruptive into the back lines, onto this Grim and Abaddon. Yeah, 30 seconds, still no Dahak. They might even be able to continue.
See if they want to stick around in the base for a third set. Up pretty much 20K on the net worth. Jump forward on the mid, but
they'll back it up.
Well, they'll play it safe, as I say. A lot of pressure in here on this series, on this game. Everything to play for. Beast Coast, they don't want to let it slip away from them.
Yeah, they can go. I mean, they can go back, pick up their 12,000 gold worth of items that they just gained over the last fight.
I think everything for sort of BetBoom from their perspective, they've got to get through that Lincolns and get some sort of incredible double Doom off. They've got to land this Grimstroke Doom combo.
But how at this point? It's so like they have to have somebody else break these Lincolns every single time.
Else go in.
Yeah, he went for the Shadow Blade like you mentioned from earlier, so he has no way to really go for that. And just easier, it feels like, for Beast Coast to start these fights over and over again. They don't even have to be the ones that actually start the fights. They just have to be the ones to react in the fights and just let the Storm jump in afterwards. They just literally stand their ground. They won't be able to get gone on for BetBoom. It feels like if they're just there, there's no way that BetBoom can win a fight. 25 now on K1. Game completely out of hand now.
The next jump from BetBoom could be their last, so they have to make it count.
I don't know how they get the Doom set up on anybody. So they have to jump with the Hawk and with the Doom at the exact same time. That's like really the only way.
The Hawk is the Lincoln's breaker at this point.
But if they get jumped out of vision, if it's a smoke jump, they're not going to be able to get that.
And this is
right
such
now,
a rough position for BetBoom to be in to try and start a fight. Dahak's going to try.
Let's take.
They go for the bat. BKB's off in time.
Big
The Wizard's off the side, and here comes the ultimates for the Jug. Straight in. Chris does get caught out by the stun. He's starting to get pretty low. The leash as well, locking down the storm. That's Chris dead. BetBoom, they take him out, and they got the Doom down onto the Jug. As they'll look to chase, they slam him down. Dahak's able to stay on top of it for now. Oh, coming in, looking for the extra bit of damage.
K1's dead.
Down. They've done it. They got the Doom onto the Jug. They'll be able to take this fight, BetBoom. They're holding on.
How did that Doom catch him, honestly? I'd have to see it again because it looked like he was okay, but somehow it ends up clipping him right after the Omni.
That's exactly what they had to do. Everything had to be on Doom in the jug. They were able to find K1. They were able to catch him. And Chris, of course, the end of that, also committing a buyback. So now a bit of a risky position here for themselves. We'll see exactly how they got that Doom off.
I have to see what caught it, because I didn't get a glance of what hit it.
So look towards K1.
Looking at K1.
He comes in first with the ult. And you see there, straight away. He got the spin off, but the Doom, it comes down.
How did they get it on him? I guess his linkage was broken from before that. So
I think Seneko might have broken with the miscoil.
I think maybe Seneko did, okay.
I think Seneko got the miscoil off first because he was the one looking towards him. And as I said, that leaves the opportunity for Notice to find that opening.
I'm very impressed that BetBoom was able to find that one. That looked like it was probably going to be the last fight, but live to see another day.
And as I said, the last couple of fights, Chris has been dying on the Storm. He's got to be so careful now. He can't really get away with that again unless he's ready for the rest of his team to guarantee a cleanup in the team fights. He goes down, he's going to be out the game for 2 minutes.
Doc will get used up. Good pickup from Gojira. An interesting item build, but a very understandable item build that he's gone for this game, the Blink Yules. Since the Hawk doesn't have BKB, he's always going to get thrown up in the air whenever he presses that enrage if he's in position.
There we go, smoke time from Beast Coast.
Ready to fight still.
K1's back up in a second. He'll be ready to join them from the outpost.
30 seconds on Doom.
Let's see if BetBoom can do it again. They still need to pull that off a few more times, finding the Doom on the Jug or the Storm.
And that one, I'm still astonished that they were able to get that Doom on him, because like, an Abaddon breaking a Jug's Lincolns at this point in the game is not something you'll almost ever expect to happen. Near 25 on the Storm. Chris find himself a Spell Prism too.
Beast Coast just getting themselves prepared for heading towards that final set of barracks that BetBoom do have standing on the top lane.
Yeah, look at Stinger. I love this. You just see him. He's playing ahead of the wave, getting this aggressive vision down in preparation for this push already. Because he's maybe thinking they might jump us outside here, trying to catch us off guard. Claiming the high ground now. They've got the gem too, of course, as we mentioned, so trying to clear out any vision if there was here, and preparing themselves for either the top push or just setting themselves up for that next Rosh in about a minute.
I've got to get ready to prepare. Beast Coast, understandably being a lot more careful about how they go charging down this final lane. They're keeping sort of that position held around Roshan in preparation to look for the safer way out of this match.
They seem to always be very good about taking the fight right before that Rosh respawn. We saw it now both games before that they were able to do that. So continuing to play in the area. Getting themselves a haste rune also. Gonna give that one to the bat. Whisper can grab people from a mile away also, by the way. Aether Lens plus the headband was given to him. So eyes on him also to get some pretty long-range initiations. And they have ward vision of this entire area.
I'm try and start with a chase down on Seneko. Ult will be forced.
Shield stolen by Stinger.
Over to the side. The Yule's onto the Hawk. Lift up as well. There's the jump. Oh, he's in. He's in straight away. They've noticed. Gets the jump off on towards Whisper. Coming back on the Doom for now, over to the side. Chris will focus down Seneko.
Laro's dead too.
By the Omni Slash. Both heroes having to buy back straight away. Dahak beats in a Gajiro. Take down the Spirit Breaker. Notice still looking for an opportunity to try and get this Doom off.
Pull on forward.
Vortex pulls him back. Notice taken out. Dahak in trouble as well. Standing round with the ultimate. He's looking towards Chris, but Chris zips off to the side, over towards Lyle. Lyle getting low through the BKB as K1 runs him down. There's the jump. They'll look for the Doom. He gets it off.
But the healing ward's down.
But do they have damage to bring him down after this? He's healing up. The rest of Beast Coast trying to make sure that K1's fine despite being doomed. And K1, he doesn't care about being doomed. He's trying to get back and stuck another fight. But Chris goes down. Now K1's in trouble. Thrown out to the side. They're trying to save the jump. K1 able to telekinesis away. There with the save from the Rubik. He's running. The Mantis popped. He'll hold back Doom.
He tried to go back in.
Never stunned. K1, he's not got anything else out to save him. He's going to surely fall. Gajira trying to get over to help him, but that's K1 gone. Despite his teammates' best efforts to save him, Stinger trying to throw him back to safety. But it's 3 dead on Beast Coast. BetBoom, they did have to commit the full 5-man team buyback here. But they have a window now. 90 seconds. They know that Chris is not going to have buyback available.
And they can get Roche. It does respawn just now. Oh my god. That's crazy. The buybacks end up paying off for them. Almost saving K1 though. Nice attempt there from
close
Stinger.
to getting the jug out of there.
I can't believe how hard they commit through into the fight too. Healing Ward was down during the entirety of the Doom, but still able to stick onto him.
And that's the thing, you saw the patience for notice. You know, holding back on the Doom, waiting to his very, very low to make sure he gets that opportunity to get it off once again onto K1. See them pick up the refresher here as well. We'll see if they want to hand that one over to. KB done for Dahak.
Right, does Doom have refresher himself? No, he's gone for Lotus Orb. Okay, so looking for ways to protect versus Omni Slash.
Yep.
I thought for a second maybe they give the Ags also to Sineko, but Dahak, I mean, he hasn't gone for BKB, and they did use all the buybacks, so giving it to the core is much more important at this point.
See how much of a push they can get away with here, BetBoom.
I cannot believe how close this game is has become now.
It absolutely could still go either way. Whilst BetBoom had the Aegis and the Cheese, as we said, you know, a long time on the buyback cooldowns now. If they lose one more fight, Beast Coast will absolutely have the time to end it.
BetBoom 25 on the Ursa.
Dahak.
They have a full Hex on the Lesh now too, so multiple different ways now to break the Lincolns, multiple ways to control with the Soulbind as well too.
Yeah.
Beast Coast has to still be careful, even though they did have that lead, did have K1 being so massive.
Yeah, the 3 cores of BetBoom catching up. And indeed, with the amount of sort of single target abilities and items they have to throw out on these cores, it's so hard now for Beast Coast to avoid getting caught by these lockdowns.
K1 almost has buyback at the ready, 100 gold left for the Jug.
So here from the side, they're looking to see if they can get that jump or smoke up from both teams, making sure that they can look to get that optimal position. Gajira gets him through on the side, he's going to go over with the charge. Nothing more to be had now. Whispering K1 still continues to wait under the cover of the smoke. It's hard to get a catch here onto them. Boom. More than okay. Hasterin as well on Dahak. Beast Coast, they'll wait it out here, not look to fight. In terms of the creep waves, bottom lane is pushed right in, so BetBoom will have to deal with that one.
Gojira, very aggressive charge through. How confident he's playing.
See, yeah, in terms of the buybacks. So with about 4.5 minutes, really, that BetBoom need to play it safe if they want to wait for those cooldowns. And as for Beast Coast, I think it's sort of 30 seconds. Chris will have his backup as well. So at least 4 of them guaranteed to have a second chance here if they do lose the team fight on Beast Coast side.
Using their vision, they get one more last charge. Not going to continue it now. Stinger.
Try and turn. Going to be able to use up Dahak. Being very, very cautious how they choose to fight into the Aegis with this Ursa.
20 gold? That's all you get for killing Wraith Pact? No, that should be a lot more, I gotta be honest. I think that's one of the first times I've seen it killed in this tournament too, but I thought it gave more gold than that.
That's a nice one here for Dahak if he wants to take it.
I think he's gonna hang on to Witchbane. It's too good versus Storm.
Absolutely.
And it's just also like the little Dispel function is really useful. Also, I've been watching him multiple fights using it versus Bulldoze. I think that's an item that's overlooked sometimes. Yeah, especially versus Storm Spirit, you know, as we're mentioning. The max bonus damage versus mana.
Yeah, even against the Jug, you know, Kaon's got pretty high mana pool with his stats, 1600.
Sineko's carrying both gems. Not usually what's something you see, but it's a lot of pressure right now in this game, so.
Now we're gonna have a new gem picked up for Beast Coast.
Yep, Gojira's
gonna get one out for them. Now, only a minute and a half left on the Aegis. Doesn't look like BetBoom will. Unless Dahak wants to try something here with this last minute of Aegis, they've got to be really aware of this timer. They've got to be careful.
Dahak is the one. Dahak kind of wants them to go on him, though. He is unbelievably tanky now with this Aghanims.
This is a risk, as I say. If BetBoom take a fight and start losing heroes, they won't be able to buy back.
All about the jumps, Owen. Who's going to find that jump? And also, it's getting a bit easier, too, for Notice to be able to get those jumps off, right? He's got Refresher Shard.
Yeah.
And multiple ways that they have to break those Lincolns. But as you mentioned, the constant push in from the bottom wave, the momentum, they'll have to slow it down a bit. Back it up. And that will mean that the Aegis does get reclaimed. And just got to keep eyes on the buybacks. 2 minutes left for every single one of the heroes on BetBoom.
It's almost certainly going to be a window that Beast Coast want to punish. They want this fight when the Aegis has gone on Dahak, but the buybacks aren't quite back up. This is the perfect time for Beast Coast to strike. Any kill will put them in a very good spot to take and overwhelm the entirety of the remainings left alive on BetBoom.
Bit surprised they haven't spent some of this gold. I mean, look at the current gold on Beast Coast right now. It is actually insane. They have 6,500 on Whisper. Okay, Smile. Chris Luck did spend some of his. He also had like 6,000 golds just before. They are hanging on to an unbelievable amount right now. And Whisper, I thought maybe he would get something like Blink so they can get some initiation, but he's just really relying on his cast range with the lens and the headband and the telescope. So that 7K lead, you can kind of erase it with how much they are holding on to.
Let's see how hard Beast Coast want to push.
Under attack. Radiant are
No Aegis to worry about on the bear. Little cheese on Lal. Dahak, they're going to be able to get the opening. Onto Dahak, who get the ult off in time. Chris goes straight to the backlines as well. He's onto Lal, but Lal pots the BKB. Soulbind is going to connect the two of them, the Bat and the Storm leashed up. Jump forward, there's the control. They're in with the Who Stomp. Kajira silenced by the Phantom's Embrace.
The
Doom is there onto the both of them. They'll get it off again. Notice, locking down both Chris and Whisper. They have to back away.
Stolen Doom.
See him try and retreat. They've glimmered him up. They're trying to get him back to safety, but he's been used in position. They're holding him back in range of K1. Dahak jumps in. He's looking to beat into K1, but K1's staying in on top of the...
Hold on, 3.
There's the Omni-Snatch, but it'll be Doom out of the game. Grimstroke as well. No buybacks on them. As Beast goes, they'll keep this one going over towards Seneko. K1 bashing into the advantage. Seneko falls 4 dead on BetBoom. That's going to be game over for sure. It's a team wipe here from Beast Coast. As they'll look to move over to the mid, close this one up. As Beast Coast once again here in this game 3.
The buybacks are coming back.
The big plays. Let's see if can they really turn this. How long until the rest of the buybacks are up? 15 seconds on the Ursa, 1 second on the Doom, but the mega creeps are out. See, it's Seneko. Safe for now with the borrowed time. Third buyback coming in from BetBoom. Can they really do it with the 3 of them? 4 seconds until Ursa's back in. Lal, he's getting chased out by K1. They'll turn, hold him back with the Abyssal. They've got the control over the Doom. Seneko, he's getting burst low. He's out of it. They did get the Doom off onto K1. Dahak committing for the jug. Can he finish the job? Jump forward for the Doom as well. K1's so low, but he turns, bash onto Dahak, takes him out again.
They've done
back
it.
To work, back to closing it up. Onto the edge, and GG is finally called as Beast Coast. This series, it's theirs, 2-1 against BetBoom, knocking BetBoom out of the competition, and Beast Coast, they'll be able to continue their run here, Fog.